YouTube! Hello again! I know, I haven't updated a video since February. Seems a long time ago. It's, June, and, I am doing a review of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, but anywho, here is my review. To tell you the truth, when I first heard about this movie being made, I had mixed emotions about it. The first one was happy. I'm like, yay, they're making another one. They haven't made another one since like 2007 when at World's End was made. The bad part of it is I'm like, oh, it's not directed by Gore Verbinski. If you don't know who he is, he directed the first three. And I was like, I was kind of nervous saying if it's not under Gore Verbinski, it's not going to be that good of a film. I saw it opening night when I went to ASEN, had an awesome time. Woo! I saw it opening night. I was impressed. I loved it. I don't know what the critics' problem is. Like, I remember this one critic show, I saw the end of it saying, oh, it's predictable. I'm like, besides Johnny Depp, it wasn't predictable. Like, it has a bunch of new characters, a new storyline, a whole new trilogy, meaning that, like, all the other characters, they're not in this one, including Will and Elizabeth, which, from what I've seen on the forums, a lot of people were either upset or happy about that. All in all, it is a really good film. Like I said earlier, the characters say, oh, it's predictable, it's not that great. I'm like I said before, besides Johnny Depp, everything else wasn't predictable. We didn't know that the mermaids was going to be vicious. We didn't know that the Spaniards had other means of getting the Fountain of Youth. We didn't know that Gibbs was gonna join the Navy again, and all that. It's just, the effects are good, especially with the mermaids and their tails. They look really, really lifelike. And, all in all, it's a really good film, and for any of you people who like the Pirates of the Caribbean films, this is a movie to watch. And for a movie in the Pirates film that is not directed by Gore Verbinski, I was impressed. I literally thought that, this is not gonna be good. Rob Marshall, he proved me wrong. And it's just, yeah, I was impressed. I love the film. Really, really, really interesting movie to watch. Let's see. See ya, YouTube. This is, this is my review of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not the best review I've done, but it's not the worst, thankfully. Put comments on the bottom. Don't overexcite yourself, and I hopefully will be back to do a Kung Fu Panda 2 review. See ya! I want to tell you guys just a short nutshell story. I actually saw 4 movies this month, 4 movies over the past few months, and that was this movie, Kung Fu Panda. I've seen it twice in the theater. Green Lantern and X-Men First Class. Really good for the last 2. But since I was like, I wanted to do a review on both Green Lantern and X-Men, but since this may be a shock for all you people who read the comics. I've never read the comics, but I know the characters, so I decided not to do those 2. So I'm going to do a Kung Fu Panda one later. But, okay. Here is the story. The story, it probably takes place, like, I think, a few years or a few months after the 3rd film, where basically, Gibbs is, taken in to be on the hangman's noose. And that was a common thing for pirates back in the day. People who were committed to piracy, they end their fate on the, hangman's noose. And the judge comes in, who surprisingly looks like Jack Sparrow. And there are people saying, oh, hang him, get him to the gallows, hang him. The judge says, nah, just put him in prison and all that. And the people in the court were PO'd. Like, they were so annoyed. And it turns out that judge was actually Jack Sparrow in disguise. The real one was like, tied up in ropes and gagged up in his mouth in a closet somewhere. And it's just, and he actually paid the this cash register guy to pay them out and get them out. Then Gibbs says, I have heard rumors that you were in London searching for a crew of the Fountain of Youth. And then Jack's like, what? I'm not doing that. And then Gibbs is like, feels like you are and whatnot. And he figures out there's an imposter. Are zombies. The zombies, they are cool looking and whatnot. Yes, they're resurrected, but just, they're not as terrifying as Davy Jones's crew. Like, when you see Davy Jones's crew, you're immediately terrifying. Like, OMG, these guys aren't human, and if you PO them, they're gonna kill you, sort of thing. The zombies, they were menacing, but they didn't give off the same attitude like Davy Jones's crew did. Let's see. Yeah, you heard me. Mermaids. And this isn't like the Little Mermaid, Ariel, cutesy, lovey-dovey, I want to be a human sort of thing. These are killer mermaids, meaning that if they lure you with their beauty and their song, and as soon as your head is in the water, they turn all animal like, you're dead. You're done for. And I also learned is never PO a mermaid when they're trying to go for their prey. They do not like that. So, basically, in order to the fountain to work, they need to get a mermaid's tear, so they use Blackbeard, being all tricksy as always, decided to use his men as bait, and the only way to get mermaids around is that if they sing. They have to sing a little bit of this song called My Jolly Sailor Boat, which is written by Hans Zimmer, who has done the music again as he did for the other films. A really, really pretty song. The first mermaid that they see is Tamara, T-A-M-A-R-A, Tamara, who is supposedly the queen of the mermaids in White Cat Bay. Very pretty. She's played by Gemma Ward, who's like an English actress, I think. I don't know what nationality she is. And really pretty. So she's amazed by it, using her charms and wit as always, and decides to sing the rest of the song. And as this is happening, the other mermaids come to the boat. They act all pretty and nice. She grabs one of the guys. His name is Scrum. Really stupid, if you ask me. She grabs him. As soon as she gets her head in the water. He's about to go in because he says he wants to be the first sailor to ever get kissed by a mermaid. She goes like this. He gets so freaked out, he pulls out of the water. She gets PO'd, and that's when the attack happens. That scene was actually my favorite of the film, to show you that these guys, even though they're human on top, these guys are animals. They will protect themselves and get what they want if necessary. And the funny thing is that when they get to land, the one thing that surprised me is that as soon as the guys got into land, they lashed out these seaweed ropes out of their hands so they can lash in. I was like, holy crap! I'm like, seaweed ropes! I'm like, how the heck do they do that? I'm like, it's mermaids, anything can happen. So, the only way for them to go was, basically there's this big lighthouse on the island, and Jack went up there. He pushed the lamp, which had whale oil in it, into the water. It scared the mermaids out, and during all of this, Philip, he was about to get crushed until he's pushed out of the way by one mermaid. A very beautiful mermaid who he later names Serena, who is played by Astrid. Crap, I forgot her last name, but she's really, really pretty. She's French, too. They eventually find these chalices. These gold and silver chalices. I don't remember what color they were. They're by Ponce de Leon. And yes, the Spanish are in it. And that's actually what happens in the first film. They find this dead guy, the sailor who was found. He says he's found Ponce de Leon, and the Spanish go after them. I'll tell what they want later. And they find that for both.